Siehst du unser Hotel?
With nobody on it.
Gerade bei Miramar Air Force Base.
Airport carry-on luggage should be secured, giving a clear access right to the aisle. We'll be on the ground in just a few moments.
Geht eine extra Schleife. Nein.
So 130 back here. There we go.
Material sa situ. Ya, dah.
Oh, good.
Looking at the largest living land mammal in the world today, they can get up to about 18,000 pounds. Important to the elephant because not only will they use them for defense, but that's what they use to dig for food and water. Mind you, but zebras are not nice animals. They have a very bad attitude. We used to have out in the main enclosure and they kept picking fights with all the other animals. And so weak, there's no way these little babies can keep up with the herd if the herd needs to escape a larger animal. So what the works out wonderfully. And the mom will come back every half hour or so, check on this member of the wild ass family. And I guess donkeys aren't big crowd pleasers in the zoos, so none of the zoos have them. Really interesting animals. Give you an idea how big they are. The males stand about 6 feet high at the shoulder. Now, if any of you are 6 feet tall, can you imagine them standing next to a cow that's the same height as you? Also, they weigh in at close to 2,000 pounds. Behind them, okay, I've just spotted some of our Indian rhinos coming up to be started. Called Arabian oryx. Baby pair, believe it or not. Unfortunately, we've got some bushes coming up in the way, so what I'll do is once again I'll drive by slowly, and once we get to the other side, you'll get a full body view of them. And look how large he is. Well, at birth, Joy was kind of an exception. He weighed in at 200 pounds. A baby Indian deer with a huge rack of antlers down there, right next to the water trough with the boulders. It's a good time to talk about the antlers because we will see a lot of deer receptions. That's when you'll see the male deer start butting heads together and fighting for dominance and for territory. Here's a much better look at the nilgai, impressive animal. They can run 60 miles per hour. At a standstill, they can jump about 10 feet straight up in the air if they're running start. The same animal doesn't have to stand guard every day. They actually weigh several hundred pounds. Well, imagine that when you realize they can jump 8 feet straight up into the air. Okay, great. We've entered North Africa on the left-hand side. This is a rare sight. All the animals are right down here next to the fence line. North Africa usually means Sahara Desert, so you're looking at most of our desert animals. All the beautiful white ones, desert life wonderfully. Since we do have available water here, we do give it to them. Very aggressive animals. Keepers really can never turn their back on them. And as I pull up a little bit further, another nice up-close on the top of her front leg. So if you're about 5 feet tall, you could stand directly underneath them with the top of your head reaching the bottom of their stomach. That hurts for that newborn. And I realize it sounds kind of rough, but it serves a purpose. Not only will it break the umbilical cord, but the impact of hitting the ground will give that baby its first breath of air. Okay, looks like all 3 babies are right out there in front. And keep in mind, at birth, those babies have to be any larger than that. And also, we got our first ostrich of the day. You see the 2 palm trees down there, right next to each other. Just to the left, you'll see a full-grown female ostrich. Wondering how do I know it's a female? Well, when you see the male, he looks. Okay, also, as I come a little bit further, you're going to see a real handsome set of cattle coming up on your left. They're called the Ankoli cattle. They've not that water for so long, but because people complain of seasickness after riding one, their gait is very similar to being on a boat. Well, here's a nice up-close look at a rhino. Fortunately, it's the back end. Off to your right, a rhino that has finally been taken off the endangered species list. And that's partly due to our success here. We just had our 75th birth horns. There's an Afghan Urial sheep found in Afghanistan. Stick water buffalo. And if any of you like pizza, well, give the water buffalo a hand. It's the milk of the water buffalo straight up. A natural deformity there. And you can see their 4-month-old baby bringing up the rear of the herd. Okay, off to your right. Now, one more thing about about the antlers, it's very interesting. Antler is one of the fastest growing tissue, especially in the shaded areas. See how many animals you can find up here. I will pull up to the end and stop. Okay, great. There's a lot of them up there. Talk about great caves. Off to the right, you see all the ones standing on that rock face there. The big in that one main group, that's really unique because if you look up the top of that main group, you'll see another animal with a set of ram's horns. That's the European moot lunch. It's cuddled up, they blend in extremely well. What makes it even harder when these babies are... So for the first time in about 20 years, Przewalski wild horses will be roaming the Gobi Desert once again. If you're wondering what makes them so different from a domestic horse, well, first of all, their manes stand straight up on their head like a bow. Bird collection. If you enjoy birds, definitely walk throughout the village area later on. So when you first entered the park this morning,
You should pick a little grass and eat it.
Look at her feet. Her feet are huge. Look at her toenails.
It uses a lot of the times in a lot of the jungle type of movies like Tarzan and that sort of thing as a sound effect of the jungle.
Here we'll run on all four, but once they get going, what they will do is pull their forwards up and turns into a square when he glides all the way down. It's pretty impressive to see. Are you ready, Buck? Jump! Whoa! Wasn't that great? Wasn't that worth the price of admission here?
It's also used to the stage that they're going to be spending a lot of their time on. He is what's called a tree kangaroo. There's about 7 different species, and he is full grown. He's about 1 year and 4 months old. Well, he got named Jimmy because he looks a lot like Jimmy Durante, the big nose. And the chewing and the grabbing wasn't a good one. So what we thought would be a good one is to demonstrate how they can jump. Because since they're such a bad climber, to get from limb to limb, they take advantage of these strong back legs because they are related to the kangaroo and they are a macropod. So this is why I get paid so much money. Right? That's a joke. Anyway, so what we're gonna try to do is see if I can get him to jump to me, which I'm pretty sure he will because he's kind of fired up right now. I won't move away. Now, as soon as I catch him, I'm going to whisk him away backstage and put him back in his playpen. That way he learns by going back there with all those toys that by jumping to you, he gets put away, and that's a good, happy thing. So, what I will do is turn him around, face him towards the audience, and he will have to turn around. I'll just give him a second here. I'll remind him that I'm back here. You ready, pal? You're going to have to turn around a little bit. By the way, this is only his second day out here unattended. We're trusting him. At first we were frightened that he might get spooky about things, but he's actually a very calm animal. He's very soft. A lot of the animals that look soft aren't. Okay, if you're ready, Jim. Hey, there he goes. That's Jimmy, our tree kangaroo.
Alpha male today, and the reason why is because the female has a little baby right now to attend to. His name is Clancy. He stands about 1.5 feet tall. He's about 3 months old right now. He's coming along. But as you can see, they can move pretty quickly if they wanted to. They are powerful jumpers, and we'll see if we can have Bo exit the stage with a couple more hops just like that.
Cast member here at the show. We received him over 8 years ago from the San Diego Zoo. And in this long 8-year period, we have worked very hard with Max. We've been training him with a method that we call the positive reward system. This is how the system works. You see, he comes out from behind the stick fence there, Pine Sanctuary in Brisbane, Australia. She's brought to the San Diego Zoo in the hopes of breeding. However, in the time she's been with us, she's never successfully produced any offspring. So we have her here on an educational basis so that you can take a close-up look at a koala and perhaps learn a few things about them. Colorwine's almost 10 years old. She weighs 15 pounds, and the word koala is an Aboriginal word, which means I do not drink water. They do drink, they derive most of their...
Bird in this?
No, trust this.
Right up in the tree.
viel. Ich habe sich am Hinterteil.